It is on.
Alright.
It is on, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's on.
It's on? Alright,
It's
so
on.
we're good then.
Yes.
Alright. La 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 la.
Ah! Welcome to Eric and
Matthew!
Pre-E3 Extravaganza!
Yay!
So as we go through topics, whatever we're talking about will appear here, between our heads.
Here, roughly, yes.
So you can follow along.
Wonderful setup.
So let's get started!
Let's just jump into it.
Let's do that. Alright, so let's start with Nintendo. Do you think we'll get more 3DS ports?
I hope so. It seems like it would be a good idea. It's always a good idea to like port your really successful games over to a better system. They've done that with other games for other systems.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy the old Xbox games on the Xbox Marketplace to play on the backwards compatibility. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's like, we didn't expect more Mario and Luigi titles, and we didn't expect Luigi's Mansion to come to the 3DS, but they already did that at already the end of that console's life cycle. They've got a really big install base, so they're probably going to want to keep on making money off of it. It's a good idea. Don't be surprised if there aren't any, but I'd expect maybe at least one thing. We'll see. We'll get more information on Link's Awakening, because that's coming later this year.
that was my first Zelda game, man.
Yeah.
It was such a good game. I hope they do that.
Yeah, it was the first Zelda I played any of. It was on my aunt's original Game Boy. It wasn't the first Zelda I finished. That was Ocarina of Time. I finished Link's Awakening on my Super Game Boy.
Wow, that's kind of going back, isn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't really get a hold of what was going on in the last dungeon very well without it being on the screen. Maybe we'll get a sequel to Metroid: Samus Returns by the same team. Launching in September, like they did last time. Nintendo always has a surprise for us, so you never really know what they're gonna do. A month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago, there was a reported leak of Best Buy's internal servers regarding, there was a lot of stuff, but there was Zelda: Link to the Past and Metroid Prime Trilogy. What do you think of that, Matthew?
I think that's exciting. I also think Best Buy and Nintendo are probably not very happy about that, I would imagine. Generally speaking, companies don't like leaks, especially internal server leaks.
Especially if they're real.
Especially if they're real. Nothing like spoiling that surprise.
It might not be, but could be. So here's my thoughts on we'll just assume this leak is real, though. After the Grinch leak, I like to assume leaks are not real.
Always better to not get your hype up. If it happens, great. If it
Isaac!
if it doesn't happen, at least you're not disappointed. So as always, curb your enthusiasm.
Curb your enthusiasm. Okay, yes, so there's a few scenarios for if we're getting Link to the Past for Switch. I do not think it's just a port of the Super Nintendo game, because that would just come with the next round of Nintendo Switch Online with Super Nintendo games, I would think. It's probably going to be an up-resed game using the 3DS Link Between Worlds assets, because that game was actually going to be a 3D remake of A Link to the Past, but they decided in true Nintendo fashion to just go ahead and make a new game, because that's what they did with Link's Awakening. It's supposed to be Link to the Past for Game Boy. Majora's Mask was supposed to be new content for Ocarina of Time. They said, no, I want to make a new game. Okay, we'll make it in 2 years. Fine, I will.
And then they did.
They did it, with the moon and everything. I don't know how I feel about the possibility of a cute toy-like Link if they're doing it in the style of Link's Awakening for a Link to the Past. But if it happens, I guess I won't complain about it. He's got pink hair in the original game, so.
Watch it be like true to form. We'll be like, oh, he's got pink hair again.
Yeah. Um, I will say any re-release or remaster of Link to the Past should include the Zelda Four Swords that launched with the Game Boy Advance version with
I remember
online
that.
functionality.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool if they could pull that off. I remember the Four Swords.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. I didn't get to play much of it because I didn't really have friends back then.
I played with 2 Links, again, with 1 person. So
Hmm.
I didn't have, like, a whole squad or anything.
You did not have the Four Swords. You had 2 swords.
Yeah, it was still fun. Now, here's the most exciting and unlikely scenario.
As they usually are.
Could be a placeholder for the new Breath of the Wild sequel in development that integrates a dark light world mechanic into the Breath of the Wild formula.
Don't hold your breath for that one.
Yeah, it'd be super fun, but that's not happening.
But we can always imagine, can't we?
Yes. Metroid Prime Trilogy, that's a no-brainer with Prime 4 being delayed. There are a few things I'd like to see if that happens.
Such as?
I request formally the restoration of the original menu and title sequences for each of the 3 games, particularly 1 and 2. Did you play the Prime games, Matthew?
I didn't get to really play them. I got to see them because I didn't have a proper system for it.
Mm.
But I would very much like to. So if they end up...
That's the thing you need to do.
You are correct. If they end up, like, doing what you're saying there, that would be great for me to be able to experience it.
Yeah, so, like, every time I would boot up Metroid Prime 1 and 2 in particular, I would, like, go through, the whole opening music and, like, da-da-da-da, like, go through, the menu and, like, see the little organisms moving around and, like, everything was just perfect about that. And so, the new menu and music for Prime Trilogy is actually quite good. And we can keep it or something, but I feel for the people that maybe play Metroid Prime for the first time with the trilogy and missed that.
You want them to be able to experience what you did when you first got your hands on it. Sort of like, any game that's been remastered or redone or reimagined, the people who played the original will always, no matter how good the sequel or the reimagining is, they'll be like, you know what I really miss? That really boss 70s cheesy action music that was in the first game. I mean, not this game, obviously, but the other games. Like XCOM. The original soundtrack for that was...
You missed that turn-based battle system?
Yeah, and like the nostalgia of just the game itself.
Sure.
Because nostalgia is always a factor, especially for older fans, so if you can harken back to it or include that. And it's always nice when you do, because then the new fans and the old fans will both get to experience that together.
Right.
There's just a bit of magic in something like that.
This may have been removed to begin with to save disk space, since they fit all 3 games on a Wii disc.
Yeah.
So that's understandable. With flash memory, this can all be restored. While you're at it, add online functionality to the Prime 2 multiplayer with new options, maps, and Prime Hunters characters playable. Be awesome.
Sounds like it would work out pretty well.
Also, anticipate this to have VR functionality out the gate. They'll bring something new to the table. People that bought Prime Trilogy for the Wii, got it as a download on their Wii U, will still want to buy it again. I will.
I mean, Bethesda has re-released the Elder Scrolls Skyrim how many times now? I know there are people out there keeping track.
Yeah, I bought it for full price on my Switch.
Yeah, if there's one thing Bethesda's really, really great at, it's re-releasing the same thing and making money off of it.
Knowing full well I'd have no mods.
Yeah, I have it for the Xbox, and then I'm like, I really want mods, so I got it on sale on PC. So, yeah. Kudos to Bethesda. They really know how to sell it.
Okay, so, I would expect a Pikmin 3 port, but we should really get news about Pikmin 4, I think. You played Pikmin?
No, have not played Pikmin.
Oh, well, it's a Game Gardener favorite because Shigeru Miyamoto thought of Pikmin while he was in his garden looking at little bugs on the leaves.
I am not surprised.
Yeah. Of course, there's Pokemon.
Everybody's favorite who grew up in the 90s.
What's the new Pokemon? It's like a gun and vest? No, a sword and shield. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I like the gun in a vest. That seems a little on the nose there.
Yeah.
Gee, what can stop that? The Pokemon that's literally a bomb,
Well.
which is Electrode, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Could you just imagine the parents getting angry over that?
I definitely
well,
could.
That's funny you should say that because like some folks had made a like sword shield and then like a gun like mock up and then like some news site somewhere picked up that was official and people were
Oh my!
yeah done got trolled.
Congratulations! Welcome to the internet.
Yeah. So new Pokemon game will probably come with new mechanics, maybe a new type. So you played Sun and Moon.
Yeah. If there's one thing I feel, sometimes the latter Pokemon games have become a little too cluttered with extraneous activity, which isn't required, but still, I mean, the game Sun and Moon goes out of its way to introduce you to all these, but there's just not. I suppose I was more fond of the sort of a few of the earlier versions where there were side activities certainly, but there's just so many that I really can't keep up with all of it. So I guess that's just me being old. Like in my day, we didn't have all these little groomy things and that luchador stuff.
Feeding the baby Pokemon.
Yeah,
and petting them.
and we
I get it. It's just old man shaking his
back
cane
in
at the
my
sky.
day we had to get the apricorns off the trees to make Pokeballs. And you couldn't run!
And you couldn't run!
You couldn't run!
I'm glad they added the running because, oh my god, until getting the bike, at least I had the sneakers.
Yeah.
Sneakers, best
So,
thing to happen to early game Pokemon.
So, in X and Y, they introduced Mega Evolutions. Sun and Moon, they introduced Z moves.
Those were cool. I did like those.
Yeah,
Nothing like the overkill of like a giant nuclear fiery explosion against the grass Pokemon. Like, hooray!
Yeah.
There's nothing left! I don't know how you didn't get completely immolated by that. Has fainted. Lies! Burnt that sucker to a crisp. I'm a little mean.
So, through all these things, they're kind of introducing more traditional JRPG elements into Pokemon. That's effectively a summon. Going into Mega as like Limit Break or something like that.
Yeah, it's relatively similar mechanics. I mean, different name. Fish is a fish.
Do you have any thoughts, having played a good many JRPGs, what else they might look to introduce into Pokemon?
Just maybe some more like mini games. Like I know some of the stuff in Sun and Moon could qualify as a mini game, but I'm thinking like Pokemon Racing. Like the Chocobo thing.
Yeah.
From, like Final Fantasy. Little side quests get you some interesting stuff.
Like actually do the Rhyhorn races that are referred to in X and Y.
Yeah, things like that.
Okay.
Where, if you get like first place, you can win like rare items maybe. Could change week by week. Like every so often there's like the Pokemon race on this day, and this day, and if you pull it off or you win or whatever, you get like maybe rare Pokeballs or specialized Pokeballs or maybe a cash prize. Or tickets that you could like, sort of like the Celadon City Gambling House.
Yeah.
Only instead of that, you're racing, and depending on how well you do, you get tickets that can get you like, I don't know, Porygon or rare stones that let you evolve Pokemon.
I will say, when there's mini games, I want consequential prizes. The reason the Gambling House was fun is because, you could get Porygon, Dratini,
TMs.
really good items. So it mattered whether you were terrible at those slots or not.
Yeah, it mattered.
And whether it taught you a lesson about gambling that you never forgot and you never tried it.
I lost everything trying to get that Porygon. That happened to me. I was so sad. I lost everything. It's bad.
We was in a rough spot.
We was in a rough spot. Had to go out battling, scraping all the money I could get just to get the medicine to heal my poor Pokemon while we were on the road. It was a tragedy.
So, they haven't introduced a new type since X and Y. They might not. They don't always do that. They haven't introduced another one since Gold and Silver. But I have a suggestion. Cosmic type. Aliens.
I'm not saying it's aliens, and I'm not saying it's an alien meme, but it's an alien meme.
So, from the get-go, Deoxys gets retyped as Psychic and Cosmic type. Cosmic is, I don't know, good against Fairy and weak to Dragon.
I mean,
Because why not? It's a triangle now.
they'll think of something with that. It would be really interesting. I think the Cosmic type would be interesting because, I mean, that one Pokemon in Sun and Moon that the little girl's always dragging along and always gets lost and in trouble.
Cosmog, yeah.
I mean, it's literally called Cosmog.
Yeah, and then, like, maybe some of the Ultra Beasts get retyped where, like, we thought it was, like, Ghost and Electric or Bug because we didn't know.
Turns
the
out...
Pokedex was scrambled.
Turns out it's actually Cosmic.
Cosmic type.
Something we've never seen before. Yeah, I could see them doing that.
Yeah.
There's also
My
a lot
favorite's still Dark types, though.
There's also a lot of, like, kind of like star Pokemon. Like, there's that Moon one. And
Yeah.
Lunatone.
Cresselia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, when I went to the Poke Party at MTAC, they had out, like, guess all the...
Solrock.
Like the space ones. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And there was, like, a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
That could be Cosmic right
Magnetite,
there.
I
The whole
feel
bunch.
like, or not Magnetite, Metagross.
Maybe.
Like, actual, like, Comet from, and Beldum. They seem alien enough to me.
They're pretty weird, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Okay. I will point this out. There has never been a Flamingo Pokemon. So, I need a low-informed Dodrio.
A low-informed Dodrio.
Requested.
Stands on one leg.
Yeah.
Clearly needs to have, like, a jump kick. High jump kick. It needs that move.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, flying type with fighting moves. I want that.
Well.
Some fighting moves.
How Lucha already gets you that.
Fair enough.
But we can have it on a low-informed Dodrio.
Yes.
Okay,
Three-headed
I need to
flamingo.
really know why Pokemon Trading Card Game Online is not playable on Switch, but it's on desktops and tablets and phones.
It seems like it'd be a natural port.
Yeah, you want to make some money with, like, people making microtransactions and buying things through your app.
Seems like
You've got this, like, kind of existing asset, so...
but don't make it loot boxes.
I've played it a good bit. You can play a lot and most of the game for free, and you actually get a card with a download code when you buy a physical pack of cards, and it gives you one in the online game.
So if you're collecting, if you're already collecting Pokemon cards and you buy like packs of cards and stuff, then it's a twofer.
It's a twofer, and then
That's
and then
reasonable.
if you had two people have your Switch, you could just play your card game against somebody else out in the wild.
That would be fun.
Like it's that Switch commercial and it happens in the park or something.
That would be really cool, and I would like to see if they do something like that. Switch to Switch card trading, digital card trading.
Yeah.
No reason not to.
No reason.
It'd be cool. I'd play it.
It'd be razzmatazz.
Razzmatastic.
Okay. Matthew,
Yes, sir.
do you think this could be the year of Golden Sun,
Anything's possible.
even when it's very unlikely?
I mean, hey, sometimes lightning strikes. Sometimes lightning strikes twice in the same spot if you're very unlucky.
Yes. So, obviously, I want a sequel or a prequel. Show us how the lighthouses got sealed. But honestly, at this point, just get a third-party studio like Tantalus or something to remaster the first 2 or 3 titles, and put them together in a collection to just kind of resurface and reintroduce people to this now 20-year-old IP that launched, like, basically with the Game Boy Advance.
Good way to revitalize it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it still has a fan base. A lot of old games really do.
Yeah. I mean, you should have seen the video when people realized Isaac was not in Smash.
I take it the response was strong.
It's like all the Lucys in Rat Race.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ricky.
Oh my goodness.
So speaking of Smash, they'll probably announce the next DLC fighter. Who's it gonna be?
They need to put Sephiroth in the game. You've got Cloud, but what is Cloud without his arch nemesis? It's a no-brainer. Come on, his smash attack could literally be Meteor. There's no reason not to do this. Do it.
It's true. There's an ongoing trend, especially with this game, to give every hero their villain.
You've got Link, you've got Ganondorf.
Ridley. We have Ridley and Dark Samus for Samus.
Do it. Do it. Come on.
Do it. So yeah, Sephiroth is a good pick. As
Feel
long
very
as we
strongly about
also
that.
get Gino.
I mean, Sephiroth.
People pretty jazzed about Banjo-Kazooie, despite also being a nearly 20-year-old game.
I mean,
Technically, there was something called Nuts and Bolts, which sounds like a cereal for the Xbox 360.
sounds like a Mega Man themed cereal.
It does. I would eat that. But yeah, I think it was Phil Spector said that, you know, if Nintendo wants Banjo-Kazooie and Smash, they are okay with it. So
It'd be really cool to see Crash Bandicoot.
Crash
too.
Bandicoot would be cool. So
That'd be fun.
Crash Bandicoot could come in. He's got a game on there. Banjo-Kazooie can come in with the announcement. There's a new Banjo-Kazooie, and it's coming exclusively. Not exclusively. To the Switch. This was their trade to get Cuphead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Master Chief.
That would be pretty cool. There's a lot of easy ways you could implement him. Side